Today, a 30-year FBI veteran just broke cover with one sentence that should freeze every American's blood. Candace Owens is greenlit. Contract paid. Their winter solstice blood sacrifice window opens in 27 days. All the red flags are screaming. The Bureau isn't hunting terrorists anymore, it's guarding the global elite's kill lists. Assassination season is here. Real contracts, real money, real ritual timing. The FBI veteran says that if we ignore this warning, then America wakes up to a winter of blood bodies and psychological terror on our own streets. Embrace the warning, and for the first time in 700 years, the oldest bloodlines will go hungry. Today's video is brought to you by VP.net, the only VPN I trust to protect my privacy from the deep state. VP.net is built to block deep state actors from spying on you. Their military-grade hardware is impenetrable. Using their service also helps to keep my show on the air. Please visit vp.net/TPV to find out more. Just days after the public execution of Charlie Kirk, we sounded the alarm. Leaked deep state documents were clearly laying the groundwork for a wave of targeted hits on prominent American voices. Check the date, September the 15th. If you haven't watched that video yet, stop everything and watch it now. It contains critical information. And every single step we exposed and warned about is unfolding right in front of us, exactly as predicted. Now, Candace Owens is dropping a bombshell. She says a senior whistleblower inside the French government has reached out to her directly with explosive intelligence. The Macrons are allegedly tied to an attempt on Charlie Kirk's life, and they've already taken out a contract, already paid, for Candace Owens to be taken out next. But here's the part that will make your blood run cold. This isn't just a rogue presidential couple gone off the leash. The Macrons are textbook Manchurian candidates, placed in power for one purpose only: to serve as the perfectly groomed, perfectly obedient French branch of the Rothschild dynasty.
They believe themselves to be the sons and daughters of the fallen one, Lucifer. The elite are obsessed with the likes of Aleister Crowley and engage in the disgusting rituals he prescribed, which includes the consumption of bodily fluids and child sacrifice. The ruling so-called elite certainly view themselves as a race apart. But who are they? Typically, the elite come from certain ancient bloodlines. Researcher Fritz Springmeier identified 13 such bloodlines in his book, Bloodlines of the Illuminati. The elite are obsessed with genealogy, many tracing their bloodlines back thousands of years to ancient Sumer and Babylonia. These are the people at the top of the pyramid who fund both sides of wars, spark revolutions, make presidents their puppets, and they are weird. Not just eccentric or odd, but totally inhumanly strange and evil. A common distinguishing theme among elite circles is an inversion of everything. Good is bad, ugliness is beauty, and pain is pleasure. These are all forms of trauma-based mind control, which is almost always done to Illuminati children.
Trace the blood, not the headlines. Emmanuel's lineage already loops back through centuries-old French banking houses that have intermarried with the Rothschilds since Napoleon's time.
We've just witnessed this week is the President of France, speaking on behalf of the European Union, just broke off its relationship with the United States. He just announced there's a divorce on the way. And Mr. Macron wants to be the president of Europe. He wants a European army. He wants those NATO military bases to be converted to an EU army military base. And he wants to be the president of a European Union superstate. That's been the plan all along. Remember who he worked for before he became president of France. He worked for the Rothschilds. He is a stalking horse for the Rothschilds. He's still working for his banksters.
And Brigitte? That story starts in 1968, when Jean-Michel Trogneux, a young male heir from the Rothschild Lambert wing, was quietly flown to California, handed over to the final active MKUltra successor program, hiding behind a performance arts institute in the Bay Area. 4 years of fractures, triggers, hormonal rewriting, and total identity erasure later, the subject returned to France as Brigitte, carrying one non-negotiable order: find the pre-selected teenage boy from the aligned bloodline, bind him forever, and deliver the future president of France, body and soul, straight into the Rothschilds' hands. That boy was Emmanuel. The order came from the top of the pyramid, and ever since, France hasn't had a president. it's had an occupied throne, with the oldest banking dynasty on earth pulling every string from the shadows. Never forget, we're speaking about the same family that created Israel.
In modern Jewish history, and it begins with 3 words: Dear Lord Rothschild.
Dear Lord Rothschild, I have much pleasure in conveying to you, on behalf of His Majesty's government, the following declaration of sympathy with Jewish Zionist aspirations, which has been submitted to and approved by the Cabinet.
Why was it that this letter was sent by the Foreign Secretary to your great-uncle Walter?
It's an interesting question because it was primarily a movement from Eastern Europe, but they didn't clarify who was in charge of that movement. And in addition, it was, after all, in Great Britain. So they felt that the Rothschild family should be the one to whom it was addressed.
So when Candace says that the Macrons want her silence forever, understand what she's really saying. This isn't about a scandal or a single rogue couple. This is an ancient bloodline defending its interests with lethal force. Emmanuel himself, he's never been the one in control. He's a compromised puppet, an Illuminati frontman. Need proof? He recently unveiled his grand strategic plan for Ukraine. Watch him as he confidently jabs at the map, pointing out key cities like a seasoned general, while staring at Ukraine completely upside down.
Et depuis 3 ans, on a en effet la guerre dans cette zone que vous voyez, qui est en rose un peu plus foncé. Et ce qui est limité en jaune là, eh bien, c'est ce que la Russie veut conquérir en quelque sorte.
Turns out the global elite's favourite puppets have a bizarre habit of broadcasting their incompetence to the world. Case in point, George W. Bush on 9/11, solemnly reading children's books, upside down. But never make the mistake of laughing too hard at the clown show. These people, and the ancient interests they answer to, deal in blood sacrifices. And they are lethal when cornered. We're going to a break right now, but when we come back, the FBI insider is on the line. He's going to lay out exactly what phase 2 of the assassination season looks like. And the one narrow escape window that Candace Owens still has to get out alive. Today's sponsor is ReliableMedicines.com. The price of medicine in America has skyrocketed in recent years, while the real cause for many illnesses and diseases continues to be suppressed. That's why I've partnered with ReliableMedicines.com. All of their FDA-approved medicines are the cheapest you'll find anywhere. They deliver effective medicines straight to your door, such as ivermectin, zopiclone, hydroxychloroquine, fenbendazole, and painosoma, to name just a few. Listen to this testimony of Joe Tippins, a cancer survivor, thanks to the type of medicines found at ReliableMedicines.com.
2 years ago, Joe Tippins says he was told to go home, call hospice, and say his goodbyes. The doctors were unanimous. He was going to die of small cell lung cancer.
Once that kind of cancer goes that far afield, the odds of survival are less than 1%, and the median life expectancy is 3 months.
Tippins says he got a tip, not from a pharmacist, but a veterinarian. And in his desperation, he turned from people medicine to dog medicine. Specifically, fenbendazole.
My insurance company spent $1.2 million on me with traditional means before I switched to a $5 a week medicine that actually saved me.
Get 15% off by using coupon code RM15 at the checkouts. Please click the link below this video or call 256-664-4170 to take advantage of this fantastic offer. They never stopped the ancient practice. They just moved it off the altar and into the headlines. For centuries, the bloodlines have fed on ritual sacrifice to renew their grip. Children in the tunnels, adrenochrome in the chalices, timed deaths at the turning of the equinox. The evidence never vanished. It was simply reclassified as conspiracy theory the moment the cameras got too close. Ask Oprah. Go back to her 1980s shows. She stood in front of millions, describing satanic ritual abuse, multi-generational bloodlines, children rescued with symbols carved into their skin. Now she calls the same material dangerous misinformation and smirks with her celebrity friends on private islands. What happened, Oprah?
You come from generations of ritualistic abuse?
Yes, my family has an extensive family tree, and they keep track of who's been involved and who hasn't been involved. And it's gone back to like 1700.
And so you were...
Right. I was born into a family that believes in this.
And does everyone else think it's a nice Jewish family? From the outside, you appear to be a nice Jewish girl.
Definitely.
And you all are worshiping the devil inside the home?
Right. There's other Jewish families across the country. It's not just my own family.
Really? You don't have to give us the gory details, but what kinds of things went on in the family?
Well, there would be rituals in which babies would be sacrificed, and you would have to, you know...
Whose babies?
There were people who bred babies in their family. No one would know about it. A lot of people were overweight, so you couldn't tell if they were pregnant or not, or they would supposedly go away for a while and then come back. The other thing I want to point out, not all Jewish people sacrifice babies. I mean,
no.
It's not a very
typical thing.
I just want to point that out.
This is the first time I heard of any Jewish people sacrificing babies. But anyway, so you witnessed the sacrifice.
Right. When I was very young, I was forced to participate in that, in which I had to sacrifice an infant.
And the purpose of sacrifice is to what? Is to bring you what? What are you sacrificing for?
For power.
Uh-huh. Power.
Right now, you're about to hear the live voice of an active FBI counterintelligence officer who fears his days are numbered. He is breaking every oath of secrecy he ever took because the alternative is watching a slaughter unfold in silence. This is not a warning anymore. This is the last clear transmission before open season assassination kicks into high gear on American soil.
I've been 29 years in the FBI. The bureau I joined is dead. Since the 90s, it's been bought, bent, and weaponized by the same people that own Congress. Today, we don't protect the Constitution. We protect Tel Aviv when they snap their fingers. Follow the money through Turning Point USA. Charlie Kirk's wife, Erica Fransby Kirk, maiden name literally means Frenchman in Old Norman. Her bloodline married into the same French baking dynasties that created Bridget and Owen Macron, body and soul. Every road loops back to the people who founded the State of Israel as their global enforcement arm. Ukraine, France, UK, just different branch offices. This is the cabal the Romanian candidate tried to name before they stole his landslide victory last year. Remember that? Guy wins in a walk. Next morning, he's disqualified for irregularities. That wasn't election interference. That was a bloodline preservation protocol. They'll burn democracy to the ground before they let an uncompromised man near power. When votes don't work, they sacrifice. Real ritual sacrifice. Timed to solstices. Winter 2025 window opens in 4 weeks. Codename Winter Haven. Candace Owens is the first name on the menu. They've got whole floors rehearsing her suicide, like it's a Super Bowl ad campaign. Candace's only play is full offense, and she knows exactly what that means. She has until December 18th to go loud, public, nuclear, receipts, names, bank routes, all of it. Do it before the 18th and the contract turns radioactive. After the 18th, the ritual clock starts and they will not stop. 25 days. Make them bleed daylight or the snow turns red.
Truth is their kryptonite. Censorship is their game. And refusing to comply with their agenda has become a deadly game. If you're digging into dangerous topics, doing real research, asking questions they don't want asked, you need to protect yourself. You need to stay invisible. The threat is real. Your identity, your passwords, your fingerprints, your bank accounts, everything that defines you can be turned into a weapon. They use data as leverage. They collect, profile, compromise, and destroy. That's their playbook. Control through exposure.
Israel is turning every single Samsung phone into a surveillance device. Do you have a Samsung phone? You might want to pay attention. App Cloud pre-installed, impossible to delete. It knows your location. It knows your fingerprint. It knows your IP address. It knows every text, every call, and every search that you make. Did you know that? This isn't just data collection. This is blackmail material. Imagine the power that Israel now has to know who's criticizing them, to know who's organizing against them, to know who's a threat. They will use this against American citizens, against politicians, against businesses.
But the tables are turning. We know their methods, and we know how to fight back. Head to vp.net/TPV to see how you can disappear from their systems before they decide you're a problem. The elite aren't just corrupt, they're predators at war with humanity itself. And now that the mask is slipping, they're cornered. And when monsters get cornered, they lash out. If you're not protecting yourself online, you need to take action right now. If you're using a traditional VPN, cancel your subscription right now. Here's what they don't want you to know. The VPN industry has been infiltrated and compromised. Industry leader Proton is funded and controlled by the World Economic Forum in Davos. The same people writing the digital ID laws and building a digital prison for humanity. And many of the most popular VPNs in the world, ExpressVPN, CyberGhost and Private Internet Access, have been bought out by Cape Technologies, an Israeli company linked to Mossad, whose staff is packed with former cyber intelligence officials. These are the people you're paying to protect your privacy. It's not just a sick joke, it's a punchline, and they're laughing at you. But a breakthrough has arrived, one that changes everything. VP.net was created in 2025, built from the ground up to be verifiable, transparent, and unstoppable. Legacy VPNs say trust us not to log, trust us not to monitor you. VP.net says, don't trust us, verify. Unlike legacy VPNs, every connection is protected by a mathematically verifiable cryptographic shield. So no third party, not even VP.net itself, can see or log your data. So if the government comes knocking, and trust me, they do, VP.net has nothing to hand over. No logs, no user data, nothing. Even if somebody put a gun to their head, they'd walk away empty-handed. Head over to vp.net/TPV and see for yourself. It's fast, it's unhackable, and for our viewers, it starts as little as $5.55 a month. A small price to stay protected on the new digital battlefield. Protect yourself today. Join the movement at vp.net/TPV. And here's the best part. Your membership doesn't just protect you, it helps fund the world's first open source independently audited privacy network, powered by the people, not corporations. Join the movement at vp.net/TPV. Don't trust, verify.